What if I told you that the solid ground beneath your feet isn't solid at all? That everything you see, touch, and feel might be nothing more than a cleverly disguised illusion? It sounds like science fiction, but quantum mechanics, the science of the very small, suggests that reality isn't as real as we think. Today we're diving into the strange world of quantum physics to uncover how it might prove that everything we experience is just an illusion. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might never see reality the same way again. Quantum mechanics deals with the tiniest particles in the universe, things like electrons, photons, and quarks. And the way these particles behave is nothing short of bizarre. Unlike the predictable world we see around us, the quantum world operates under a set of rules that seem to defy common sense. Particles can exist in multiple places at once, communicate across vast distances instantly, and even change their behavior depending on whether or not they're being observed. But how does this prove that reality might be an illusion? Let's take a closer look. One of the most famous experiments in quantum mechanics is the Double-Slit Experiment. Scientists fired tiny particles, like electrons, at a barrier with two slits. When no one was observing, the particles acted like waves, creating a pattern that suggested they were in multiple places at once. But when scientists observed the experiment, the particles acted like solid objects, passing through just one slit. It's as if the particles knew they were being watched and changed their behavior accordingly. This suggests that reality doesn't exist in a fixed state. It only becomes real when we observe it. Think about that for a second. If the very fabric of the universe behaves differently when it's being observed, what does that say about the nature of reality itself? Another mind-bending concept in quantum mechanics is superposition. This is the idea that particles can exist in multiple states at the same time until they're measured or observed. The most famous example of this is Schrödinger's cat, a thought experiment where a cat in a box is both alive and dead until someone opens the box to check. In the quantum world, particles behave the same way. They exist in all possible states simultaneously, and only choose a state when we observe them. This isn't just theory, it's been proven in countless experiments. But here's the kicker. If particles, the building blocks of reality, exist in multiple states at once, what does that mean for the reality we experience? Then there's quantum entanglement, a phenomenon that Albert Einstein famously called spooky action at a distance. When two particles become entangled, they can instantly affect each other's behavior, no matter how far apart they are, even if they're on opposite sides of the universe. This defies the laws of classical physics, which say that nothing can travel faster than the speed of light. But in the quantum world, distance doesn't seem to matter. It's as if the particles are connected by an invisible thread that transcends space and time. If particles can communicate instantly across vast distances, could it mean that our universe isn't as vast and separate as we think? Could it be that everything is connected in a way we can't fully comprehend, like pieces of a single unified simulation? Quantum mechanics has shown us that the universe is far stranger than we ever imagined. Particles exist in multiple states. Reality changes when observed, and distant objects can communicate instantly. All of this suggests that the reality we experience might not be as solid or fixed as we believe. So, what do you think? Is reality just an illusion? Could we be living in a universe that only becomes real when we observe it? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. And if this blew your mind, check out our last video, 5 real-life glitches that prove we're in a simulation. And don't forget to tune in for our next episode, The Multiverse Theory. Do infinite versions of you exist? It's going to be a journey you won't want to miss. Hit subscribe and stay curious.